Okay, so good evening, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me okay. And so today, I think it's appropriate that we put a little bit of focus on the science and the art of meditation and putting emphasis on meditation for the purpose of healing and understanding how we can use meditation to how we can use meditation as a means of therapy for treating our own distress, our own whatever degree of mental illness that we can say that we have or that we can claim. So we want to be able to use meditation as a means of that. In ancient Egypt, in Kemet, it is known that our ancestors used meditation. When you went to the temple, and the temple was for something more than just the temple was for something more than going to pray or going to deal with the natural room. The temple was a university. Okay. So just like if you go to the University of Chicago, you're going to find churches, you're going to find, education going on, of course, and you're going to also find you know, okay, well, I confuse myself. Hospital, that's what I meant to say, hospital. So universities have hospitals, universities have churches, and they also have education places. Of course, they're primarily for education, but we do see all of those different types of institutions combined. And so the idea of having a place where you would have a university for education and that also carried out the function of being a temple for spiritual science and also being a place for healing. Okay. This is an African concept. It's not something that people at the University of Chicago or Harvard or Yale thought of. This is something that they got from Black folks. Okay. And so, we're going to delve into this whole idea of using meditation as a therapeutic modality. Okay. And so, what I want to do is begin with our basic process, which is dealing with the cleansing breath. Okay. So, if you were in a situation that you were going to, say you're a yoga teacher and you was hired to teach yoga to, in a school or any other type of institution where you may be dealing with, whether it's a mental health or behavior issue or just a general yoga, we always want to begin with our cleansing breath when it is at all possible. Can you tilt this screen a little bit? Let's tilt it down right there. Good. Good. Okay. So we begin with the cleansing breath because we want to use the cleansing breath to activate our breathing. Not only do we want to release old, stale air from the lungs, but we also want to expand the lungs. We want to activate the lungs, right? And so today, we know that, we do cleansing breath just about every class, right? But I want you to really put emphasis on doing it correctly and trying to experience the power of it. Try to experience the effects of it and try to put that into your memory banks and try to, view it, try to feel the physiological and the psycho-emotional effects of doing this particular practice in conjunction with the other things that we're going to do, okay? So what I want you to do is come onto your back, and you're going to separate your feet, shoulders width apart. You're gonna let the back of your head rest against the mat. And you're gonna place your sandbags between your ribs at the top and your pelvis at the bottom. And so this area between your ribs at the top and your pelvic bone at the bottom here, this area of your body is called the abdominal cavity. Because if you was to take if you just took like a skeleton, you can see that this area from here all around here is empty. There's no bones. So this is where all of your organs, like digestion and elimination, all the organs that generate life force and energy in the body are located here in this area. So then I want you to place your arms at the side of your body. And I want your palms to face upward towards the ceiling or towards the sky. Allow the back of your head to rest comfortably against the mat. The first thing we want to do is to scan the body to find tension. And we want to release the tension. There is no such thing as healing yourself, either on a physical or on a psychological or psycho-emotional level, unless you rid yourself of stress and unless you learn how to manage stress, learning how to not allow stress to affect you in a very negative way. And so controlled deep breathing is our first key. That's our first step that we take in terms of helping us to gain control over stress and to eliminate stress from the body and from the mind. So we have to first become aware of the body. So we first place our minds into our forehead. And we want to relax the forehead. So what are we doing? We are scanning the body to try to detect any stress that may be present in different parts of the body. So we start with the top of the head, we start with the forehead, we start with the temples, and then we work ourselves down from the top of the head to the bottom of the feet. So we want to first of all focus on our forehead, focus on our temples, focus on our jaw muscles, our cheeks, focus on the muscles in the back of the neck, and we want to release tension. So if we pay attention to those areas of the body and we detect that there is tension, we want to let it go. We want to yield. We want to release resistance. The words I'm using, the phrases that I'm saying are very important. Release resistance. That means we're not fighting. Okay. Most of the time when we are under stress, we are fighting.
against something that we are basically powerless to defeat. So we have to learn how to manage, we have to learn how to let go and how to accept what's happening. But then at the same time, create a strategy that's gonna help us to overcome or to manage or to avoid or whatever is needed. So place your mind into your neck and shoulders, and feel your neck and shoulders relax. Place your mind into your upper back and relax your upper back. Relax your middle back. Relax your hips and let your thighs relax. As you scan your body to check your body for tension, you are going to feel your breathing automatically begin to slow. So release your thigh muscles. Let your kneecaps relax. Relax your lower legs. Relax your ankles and relax your feet. On your feet, relax your toes. Move your mind into your arms and let your arm muscles relax. Move your mind into your upper arms from the shoulders down to the elbows. Take a deep breath, inhale. And slowly exhale. Let your arm muscles relax. Let your arms relax from your elbow down to your wrist. From your wrist into your palms of your hands, into your fingertips. Now breathe in slowly and expand your abdomen up. The only area of your body which is moving is your abdomen. Your chest, your arms, your back, everything remains still. Open your mouth, relax your jaw muscles, relax your cheek muscles, relax your chest. Slowly exhale through your mouth. Try to squeeze all the air from the lungs. After you breathe out, let your mouth close. Allow your body to reset itself. Do not rush into the next breath. Take your time. Now breathe in slowly. Open your mouth and slowly exhale. Allow your mouth to close. Breathe in one more time to the nose. Your entire body is empty, your entire body is still. Only motion that you need is the expansion of your abdomen. Hold your breath. Open your mouth. Slowly breathe out through your mouth. After you exhale for the last time, through your mouth, I want you to remove your sandbag from your abdomen. And then take your right hand, place it on the lower part of your chest, right under your shoulder. Place your left hand on the back of your right. Let your thumbs touch and make a foot or nail, which is pyramid shape. Now, this is very important. Place the tip of your tongue gently to the roof of your mouth in order to connect the two opposite energies, the male and the female circuits that operate in your body, that animate your body, give you the ability to move, to live within your physical body. So all of your breathing is done through your nose. Bring awareness to your breathing. When you are breathing in, you should feel the expansion of your abdomen. As you exhale out through your nose, you feel your abdomen contracting and sinking down. And continue to breathe. Inhaling slowly, exhaling out slowly. On each inhalation, within your mind, I want you to visualize life force coming into your body from the air. So the life force itself is contained within the fabric of this invisible, tasteless field of energy we call air. We are surrounded by. The life force is within the air. So we're trying to draw it into the nostrils very slowly. We want the abdomen to rise. So we're trying to train ourselves to breathe from the lower abdomen, not from the chest. So it requires that you become dedicated to becoming abdominal breather, a person who breathes from the abdomen. The more you are able to cause yourself to breathe from the abdomen, the less that you are going to be susceptible to any type of ailment, whether that ailment is a physical ailment or a psychological or psycho-emotional ailment. So on your inhalation of your breath, the energy that resides 3 inches below your navel moves upward through your body, through your torso, up the back of your spine, between your shoulder blades, into the back of your neck. The energy continues to the top of your head and then into the middle of your forehead. Breathing. Try to use the energy to move through your up your spine to the crown of your head into the middle of your forehead. Allow the energy to move through your arms into your hands and down your legs and into your feet. You are continuously allowing your body to go into a deeper state of relaxation. Also remember to divide each breath into 4 parts. Inhalation, the pause after the inhalation, the exhalation, and then the pause after you exhale. Continue to breathe. Now, what I want you to do is to slowly lift your hands up off your chest as you breathe in. As you exhale, I want you to release your arms down to the side of your body. We're going to bring the legs together. We're going to bring the feet together. We're going to put the arms all the way in next to the body with your palms flat. Now bend your right knee and put your right foot flat to the floor. Bend your left knee and put your left foot flat to the floor. Bring your right thigh up towards your chest. Let your hands come around your right leg and pull your thigh into your chest. I want you to exhale. Remember what happens when we exhale. An exhalation is a release. And so we are releasing tension from the body. We are releasing any negative energy, including thoughts that may be present in the mind, in the subconscious, that may be affecting different parts of the body. So we are gently releasing the lower back, releasing the hips, because those are areas where people develop problems because the trauma and the stresses that they are experiencing in everyday life begin to cause problems in that lower area of the body, in the hips, the lower back. Now breathe in. As you exhale, lift your head and bring your chin up to your knee, lengthening your lower back. Stretch your left leg out, straighten your left leg, and keep your left foot about 3 inches off the floor. Exhale. Really release that lower back. Do not tense up your neck. Do not tense up your shoulders. And then bring the back of your head down to the mat. Bend your left knee and put your left foot to the mat. And lower your right foot down next to your left foot and put your hands on your abdomen. And then take a breath. Breathe in. And slowly breathe out. Now bring your left thigh up to your chest. Take your hands and wrap around your left leg and gently begin to pull that left thigh in towards the chest. By bringing the left thigh to the chest, you are releasing the left hip, you are releasing the left lower back, and you are also stimulating your descending colon, which is on the left side of your body. If you don't know what the descending colon is, when we get finished with class, you should go and look it up. As the owner of a body, it is your responsibility to know how your body operates. Now breathe in. Slowly exhale, pull your thigh in and bring your chin up to your knee. Inhale, exhale, straighten your right leg as you exhale and point your right foot. Keep your right foot about 3 inches off the floor. Breathe in, breathe out. Let the back of your head come to the mat. Bend your right knee and put your right foot to the mat. Lower your left foot down next to the right foot and place your hands on your abdomen. Now close your eyes, become quiet, become still. And I want you to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Now, what happens when you start to become mindful of your body is that you may do certain things like what we're doing now, and you may actually feel some type of an uncomfortable thought or emotion arise from yourself. Because sometimes the breathing, sometimes the movements are releasing some of those stored traumatic thoughts and memories that you may have. And so this is a good thing because this is informing you where your issues are and that you need to work on that. Now bring both of your thighs up towards your chest. And so what we're working with the lower back. And we are doing this in a meditative way. So this is still part of our meditative process. Okay, so bring those thighs in. Take your arms and wrap them around your legs. And squeeze your thighs together. Lift the head and shoulders. Now to bring your chin up. Not all the way to your, if you can't touch your knees, that's good, but you gotta come up as far as you can go. Exhale into position. And then bring the back of the neck, the back of the head to the mat. I want you to take both your hands. I want you to slide your hands down your legs right before you get to your ankles. And then separate your feet as you bring them flat. Spread your feet wide apart. Keep your hands hooked around your lower leg if you can. If you are not able to maintain your grip around your ankles, put your arms at the side of your body with your hands flat, your arms flat. So either way, hands around the ankles or your hands and your arms flat. I want you to begin the process of lifting your lower back, lifting your middle back. Exhale and squeeze your shoulder blades together and push your pelvis up. Now breathe in and slowly breathe out. We hold this position for 3 breaths. So we got 2 more to go. Breathe in. Slowly breathe out. 1 more breath. Breathe in. Slowly breathe out. Now, ease your spine back to the floor. Tuck your hips. Understand what I just said. Tuck your hips and bring your upper back to the floor first. When you tuck, your middle back is going to come second, and then your lower back is going to come down third or last. So you want to ease yourself down out of the spider. We call that the spider position. And you're breathing in slowly. And you are breathing out slowly. You're breathing in and slowly breathing out. Now, lower your legs down to the mat, down to the floor, and bring your legs together, bring your feet together, and bring your arms all the way in next to your body, and lift your head and shoulders until your chin comes up to your chest. Elevate your hands above your thighs. Now exhale and squeeze your abdominal muscles and feel your body float up. With your exhalation, bring your hands down to your knees and release your shoulders and breathe slow and deep through your nostrils. Inhale and exhale. Okay, now we're going to cross the legs into what we call our sesh pose, variation 1. We're going to take our hands, we're going to hold on to our front leg. And we're going to pull against the front leg and we're going to rotate up. So we're going to pivot up onto our sit bones, the ischial-tuberosities, and we're going to press the forearms down towards the thighs. Now, what's essential is to keep the tip of the tongue connected to the roof of the mouth. According to all holistic theories of health, it is poor circulation of life force that causes either physical dis-ease or psychological, psycho-emotional dis-ease. It is a disruption in the flow of energy. So whatever they diagnose you with on a physical level or on a mental level, they can say that you have depression. They can say that you have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. You know, they can say you have all these different things, right? But the root cause of everything is because the energy is not flowing, okay? And so whenever you have a blockage or a malfunction in the movement of life force and energy in your body, it's going to manifest in a myriad of different ways that other people are going to put names on and say, this is this and this is that. But the root of all of it is a disruption in the flow of energy. So that's why the things that we're working on are designed to restore the movement and the flow of energy and to return everything back to a state of balance, to a state of equilibrium. Okay, that's what is known as Ma'at. Okay, and so from here, we're going to be working with the neck. So we do this all the time when we practice, when we do our yoga practice. We go to the sesh pose, right? But I want you to put special attention on doing it from a mental health perspective, releasing that tension from the neck and the shoulders. Tension in the neck, tension in the shoulders causes a disruption in the flow of energy. It cuts off blood circulation into the brain, and so on and so forth. So from here, we press the forearms down. Where's the tip of the tongue? At the roof of the mouth. Breathe in slowly and begin to tilt your head back. Exhale, release your neck and allow your head to go all the way back. With your inhalation, bring your head up straight. With your exhalation, lower your head down and bring your chin down towards your chest. Lengthening the muscles in the back of the neck, releasing the neck, releasing the shoulders. Now bring your head up straight and look forward. Breathe in
With your exhalation, turn your head slowly and gradually to your left, releasing your neck, releasing each vertebra in your neck, allowing the vertebra to turn, lengthening the muscles in the neck, massaging the glands and organs in the throat, stimulating the various blood vessels and nerves, major nerves that run through your neck and your throat area. Now, as you are breathing in, you turn your head back to the center. As you are exhaling, turn your head to the right. Release your neck, release your shoulders. And then turn your head back to the center and look forward. Now, I want you to take your right hand, place it underneath your left knee. Put your left hand in the back of your right hand, turn your chest and shoulders square with your left thigh. And then breathe in. And on your exhalation, aim your chest to your thigh. Aim your chin past your knee. Exhale, suck your stomach in or contract your abdomen out of the way. Take your arms and wrap them around your leg. Breathe in. Slowly breathe out. Let go of your leg. I want you to breathe in and rise and turn to your right. With your exhalation, place your hands underneath your right knee. As you are breathing in, lift your chest and flatten your back. Now, exhale, chest to the thighs. Wrap your arms around your leg and bring your chin down past your knee. I want you to pay attention to your neck and shoulders. And I want you to pay attention. Do you have tension in your neck? Do you have tension in your shoulders? If you feel tension, if you feel, tension in your neck and shoulders, use your mind to release it. I want you to breathe in. And as you are exhaling, relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Allow your body to assume the comfort zone. Let go of your legs. And as you breathe in, you're rising up. Turn into your center. Exhale your hands around your knees from behind. Now, with your inhalation, expand your lungs. As you exhale, fold your body. Inhale. Inhale and extend your arms forward. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now breathe in. Arms rise up with your body, hands above the head. Thumb and forefingers come together, and as you exhale, release your shoulders. And put your wrists to your knees. Breathe in. And slowly breathe out. And breathe in. And slowly breathe out. Breathe in. And slowly exhale. Now, I want you, we're gonna continue on, and we're gonna go into some breathing practice. Okay. So as you approach these breathing practices that we're going to do, I want you to approach them not just from the perspective I'm inhaling and exhaling, but approach them from the perspective that these breathing practices are going to help to unblock energy. And again, we said that a blockage in energy causes physical and mental or psycho-emotional unhealthy conditions, okay? So when we are breathing in this way, we have to have an understanding of our physical body, but also the non-physical body, okay? When you go to the doctor, they got this symbol called a caduceus. That's what they call it, a caduceus. It's a staff, a straight line of staff, and it's got two snakes going up the staff like that. At the top of the staff are wings. And then at the tip of the top of the staff is like a round ball, like a sun disk, okay? This image, this symbol that you're looking at, when you see that medical symbol, it is actually a representation of the energy system of your body. The two snakes, one represents your left nostril, the other one represents your right nostril. In the way that the snakes are moving in that sort of spiraling, intersectional way, represents the intermingling of your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system deals with your stress response, and it deals with emergencies. It prepares your body and your mind for emergencies. When we under emergency, we call that stress. The other snake deals with your parasympathetic nervous system, okay? The parasympathetic nervous system, when that part of your nervous system is activated, it actually causes your body to go through physiological processes that are associated with healing. Your immune system kicks in. Your body starts to identify areas where there is damage, not on a cellular level, but also on the level of your DNA, okay? When we are under stress, when we have chronic stress, and we have chronic stress that has gone on for centuries, right? It affects the DNA. It affects certain structures within your DNA called telomeres. So think about the tip of your shoelace, that little plastic thing that's on there. And then when that thing comes apart, you see that you see that the little fibers of your shoestring starts to unravel. That is the function of the telomere. It is to hold the DNA together. So when you start getting damage to your DNA, that's when you have cancer, heart disease, stroke, diabetes, all these other types of conditions, right? Because the DNA itself is being damaged. And so chronic stress from oppression, discrimination, underemployment, economic deprivation, all of those things from generation to generation to generation begins to affect us on that cellular level, on that DNA level, right? I'm wearing this hat today. When I do stuff, I do it for a purpose. This hat says Buffalo Soldiers on it because my father was a Buffalo soldier in World War II. And when my father went to the war, And then he came back from the war. My mother said he was a different person after he came back because he joined the army because he wanted to fight for democracy because he was a 17-year-old kid watching the propaganda. And when he went to basic training in Alabama, he saw German soldiers who were treated better than him, who were allowed to go to restaurants and get privileges and stuff that he could not get and that other soldiers could not get, okay? When he went to war in Italy, he saw horrible things, death and destruction. So that affected him on an internal level. And it affected our family because when he came back, him and my mother could not get along anymore to the point that she needed to, they had to have a divorce, okay? So that was stress, that was trauma. So what was in place to help this young Black man come from this traumatic experience and return back to his family and live a normal life and raise his children? I wasn't born then, but I was born, a few years after his return. But what was in place to help him? Nothing was in place, So you can see children and then generation after generation being affected. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the racism. We're talking about if you are in poverty, your grandmama was in poverty, then your mama in poverty, now you in poverty, right? Those things have a cumulative effect. And in addition to those socioeconomic conditions, we are also consuming cigarettes, alcohol, other types of drugs. We get poor nutrition because either we are unaware of what we should be, or we just choose to eat the wrong things out of our ignorance or out of our sense that I can't afford nothing better. So all of these things have a cumulative effect. And then you're going to have some of your children saying, oh, this child got ADHD. This child is hyperactive. This child can't concentrate. And now you got adults who are diagnosed with ADHD, hypertension, and they have anxiety, And so they say, oh, go to the dispensary and smoke you some weed. Eat these cookies, eat these little candy things, these little gummy bears, and that'll make you relax and stuff, right? And there is a therapeutic effect from cannabis, right, and marijuana. It does have a therapeutic effect when it is used in a scientific type of way. But when it's used in a recreational way, then that's when people start to have problems, okay? So, then we also know about the alcohol. Alcohol is going to strip your body of your nutrients, especially your B complex. Smoking cigarettes is going to strip your body of your vitamin C, your B complex vitamins, and all of your water soluble type of vitamins. That's why you see me on YouTube, I'm making a smoothie. Put this B pollen in your smoothie so you can get your B complex, get your B12, because it's essential, okay? Your body doesn't store it. Get your mushrooms, get your reishi, take your adaptogen mushrooms, your reishi, your cordyceps, your lion's mane, all those type of things. Put those into your body. You're gonna have better mental health outcomes and better behavioral health outcomes when you start to put those nutrients into your body. So if your child, or children, or you work with children, and they have all these different diagnoses, all this, that, and the other, the first thing you need to do is get those children onto a proper healthy diet. Because that is going to be so fundamental. There is nothing more fundamental to you as a person is, do you have enough water, enough moisture? Do you have enough nutrients that's gonna help your body do what your body is supposed to do? Your food, your nutrients, that's your fuel. So how can you have good mental health if you don't eat good food? How can you have good behavioral health if you don't eat good food? Your whole central nervous system, everything is based upon eating that good food. So think about generation after generation after generation who grew up eating the SAD diet, the standard American diet. Mental health issues, physical health issues. 1 out of 3 is obese. Okay. The ones, then you got, you got a high percentage in jail. You got a high percentage in mental institutions, if they have any more mental institutions. Okay. So, I'm saying all of that to say we have to understand what we are doing when we are practicing yoga and meditation. We are really creating a whole new foundation for ourselves that's going to help us to heal ourselves. That goes towards our liberation. Okay. Now, let's work with alternate nostril breathing. So like I was saying earlier about the systems of the body, those 2 snakes. The snake is symbolic. The Roman Church has caused us to say, oh, the snake is evil. The snake was always used as a symbol that represents life force in our indigenous culture. Whether you're talking about in Africa, or whether you're talking about if you go down to Chichen Itza, down in Mexico, in Yucatan, and you're gonna see the serpent everywhere, right? Okay. And it's a symbol. It's not a snake that's talking to you and trying to trick you and stuff. It's a symbol that represents the movement of energy. So energy has to move, energy. So we have to understand what these symbols that our ancestors created, we have to understand what they mean, okay? So when we are doing alternate nostril breathing, we are activating that system, that staff, which represents your spinal column, and the 2 snakes that represent the 2 parts of your autonomic nervous system, the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. That's what they represent. Okay. So, and if you know anything about anatomy, right, and physiology, you understand. Go and get you a chart of the autonomic nervous system and look at the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nerves and the way that they operate in the body. That's what we're talking about. So we got to repair that system. If we don't repair that system and we just taking drugs and taking medication and doing this and doing that and having therapy sessions with people and stuff like that, which is all good. The therapy is good. Talk therapy is excellent. I'm a therapist. I work with people who were psychopaths, sociopaths, manic depressives, or whatever name that you want to have. I work with all those type of people, people who have done horrible things. But when I work with them, I sat them down and I said, breathe. I say, put this into your body. You need these nutrients. Okay. Not to say that that's going to be a panacea, but you have to start. They had to start with that foundation. Okay. So I want you to take your left hand. You're going to put your thumb and your forefingers together and put your left wrist to your left knee. With your right hand, we're going to do this very simply. I'm going to have you take your thumb and you're going to use your thumb and your index finger. And I want you to take your right thumb. I want you to close your right nostril. And I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to very slowly breathe in through your left nostril. Now hold your breath. Let the air stay in your body. Be comfortable. Now very slowly breathe out. Take your index finger, close your left nostril. And I want you to breathe in very slowly through your right nostril. As you breathe through your right nostril, I want you to feel that cool air along the inner part of your nostril. Keep the tip of your tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. Now hold your breath in. Remain comfortable. Don't strain. Keep your neck relaxed. Keep your facial muscles relaxed. Now very slowly breathe out to your right. Now close your right nostril, open your left. I want you to breathe into your left nostril. I want you to count to 4. So slowly breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath in, close both your nostrils shut. I want you to count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open your right nostril. Slowly count, exhale for a count of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now breathe into your right nostril, count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold both your nostrils shut, count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open your left nostril, slowly exhale for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Breathe in through your left nostril, count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold both your nostrils shut. Keep the tip of your tongue connected to the roof of your mouth. Hold your nostrils shut and count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open your right nostril, slowly exhale for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now breathe in through your right, count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold both your nostrils shut, count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open your left nostril, exhale, count to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remove your right hand from your nostrils. Put your right thumb and 4 fingers together. Put your right wrist to your right knee. Now maintain your eyes closed. Try to keep your eyeballs still behind your eyelids. Keep the tip of your tongue lightly touching the roof of your mouth. That's called the hard palate. Continue to breathe. Slowly breathe in. I want you to bring the breath all the way up into your chest. And then I want you to open your mouth. You're going to make the sound of Om. Pronounce A-U-M, Om. Again, breathe in. Again, one more time. Breathe in. Now breathe, slow and deep. Okay, now rub your hands together. Gently massage your eyes, your temples, and your forehead. Okay. So now, everything we've done is things that we've done before and things that people do all the time when they practice in yoga. But what I want you to understand is what intention are you doing these practices with? Okay. And I want you understanding why you're doing them and what the effects are is fundamental, is essential to you evolving your practice and taking your practice to a higher level. And as you take your practice to a higher level, you're taking your life to a higher level because you are improving everything about yourself. Okay. So it may be some days that you just decide, I ain't going nowhere today. I'm going to stay on the mat. Right? I'm going to be on the mat all day. There are days when I go to the health club and I go to the steam room. I go to the either cold shower or the cold. I go back to the steam, go back to the sauna, go back to the cold, go back to the steam, go back to the sauna, go back to the cold. And then I do my yoga. And my body feels so much better. Okay. Because going from the steam to from the hot to the cold is what expands and contracts the blood vessels, expands and contracts the muscle fibers, stimulates the flow of blood circulation, and so on and so forth. Okay. So I might do that all day, just spend the whole day at the health club doing those things. You have to take the time to do what you need to do for yourself. If you do not do those things, if you say, I don't have time, then, you know, you're going to be, as far as I'm concerned, you're lost. You know, you have to take out the time. If you say, I got aches and pains, go find you a health club. You can go to Bally's for $10. You know, if you're old, you can go there for free. If you got Social Security like I got, they got a steam room. Go in there, do you some yoga, stretch, breathe, sweat, that type of thing. You have to make an investment. So we're gonna focus on meditation again next time. But I had to, you know, we're gonna spend more time with the practice. I have to get out the background today. You know, so sometimes I have to talk, but I have to explain things because I don't like to just say, well, let's do this, do that, and then let's get up and leave, you know. I want you to understand why we are doing it, and I want you to build up to a crescendo in your practice, okay? So we're gonna end our class now. We're gonna place our arms in a cross position, left arm first, right arm across the left. With our eyes closed with sincerity, we give thanks and praise to the Creator and to our ancient ancestors who have revealed to us this knowledge of rejuvenation and revitalization. So as we step into the future with the knowledge from the past, the breath will be able to flow long, slow, and deep to bring rejuvenation, revitalization, balance, and harmony to the mind, the body, and the spirit. Hotep. Thank you very much. Bye.